I don't know if I am reading the tea leaves with hopium here. With Lego Batman Legacy, this is the new Lego Batman that looks freaking awesome. They reduced their PC specs. Used to be 32 gigs of RAM were required for the Lego the Batman game, which is bananas. They reduced that down to 16. Now they say that this is after ongoing optimization testing. It is an Unreal Engine 5 game. I think that Unreal Engine 5 gets a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? It gets a lot of crap thrown at it, but I've been playing Arc Raiders a lot, and that's Unreal Engine 5, and it is optimized to the, to the teeth. It runs like a dream on my system, and it runs pretty well on my son's system too. So I don't think that that's, here nor there. But they reduced their requirements from 32 gigs of RAM to 16 gigs of RAM. And I've seen a lot of people saying that this is in response to the AI shortage. Is this in response to the AI shortage, or do you think that this is just part of their normal process and I'm, huffing hopium? What do you guys think? Carrie?
I think to some degree that a lot of the, TT Games has been doing Lego games for a long time now.
Very.
And they go back to 360 and PS3. So I think that they have a very good idea of how to target whatever they're looking to. I don't know if, it could be that the Rampocalypse is some part of there on there. Could also be that PC gaming handhelds have started to gain traction. So being able to target a device like that helps them a bunch. It is also, I just actually looked at it now. Typically, I'm not I'll play a Lego game and just kind of whatever. This one actually looks pretty cool. It's kind of like Lego. Yeah, it looks like Batman Arkham Knight, but Lego.
Yes, that's why I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, it looks super cool. It does look great, fidelity-wise. It looks really nice, one of the nicest Lego games there is. But I still think that TT Games has the know-how to optimize for specific targets. Is it because of AI Rampocalypse specifically? Partially, maybe. For me, I don't think it's 100%. It could just be a bit, but also I would argue that their customer base is going to be younger audiences, and younger audiences are going to have not the most expensive gear to play games on. So by just inertia, they have to design games that are that don't require as much.
In a way, the more surprising thing is that the specs were 32,
32 gigs.
Right?
Yeah.
Why did they require 32 gigs?
Yeah, it's probably just a typo. It was a whoopsie doodle. I was just looking at something else, guys. I'm so sorry.
I will say, I understand why you would think that that people would skew younger for this, but the first Lego Batman game came out in 2008, and this is going to be almost 20 years later. There's a lot of people who have nostalgia for the Lego games, I think.
Oh, yeah. They've made a bunch of Lego games. And I think that they're sellers, but it's kind of along the lines. I am only speculating that I would believe that they are a family friendly type of game, and that's the view that they're going from. And as such, there are requirements that are kind of almost bolted on to that scope.
Yeah, I was looking through all their games list while you guys were talking, and yeah, they started with Lego Star Wars 1 back in 2005 on PS2 and GameCube. I had that game, and they haven't made anything but a Lego game since 2008. And I thought I always associate TT with every Lego game. I thought the driving ones and everything else. No, it's they just do those adventure games. The last game they made was Lego Skywalker Saga. They didn't make Lego Horizon. That was actually Guerrilla Games. And so, yeah, I'm excited about this game in general, just because I loved Skywalker Saga. I thought it was a real good pinnacle of what a Lego game could be. I also really liked Lego Dimensions at the time. I thought that was just a neat kind of spin on everything. My son was really into that at the time, and they did that too. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, but I think it's a mix of the two, between the optimizations that they just did as part of game development, but they probably also were because of Rampocalypse, we should do a little bit more too. And so I think it's a mix between the two and optimizations.
So I think the Rampocalypse, I think your optimism, Bill, Russ, is warranted in that, if nothing else, I do think that on an ongoing basis, studios are going to respond to the shortage and aim for a lower target. This specific example, I am taking with a little bit of a grain of salt. Like, I'm a little bit cynical about this. Like, the release date is May 29th. You don't cut your RAM requirement in half 3 months ahead of the release date. Like, that is, I've never seen that before, right? So
I forgot it when it was coming out.
Yeah, so like either it was like grossly overestimated to begin with, or maybe it doesn't perform well at 16 gigabytes. I struggle to believe that this game would not perform well at 16 gigabytes, to be honest. So I lean more towards, for some reason, it was grossly overestimated to begin with. But I do think that the reason they're talking about this is because of Rampocalypse, right? Like they might just quietly change the specs on a normal day and you wouldn't hear an announcement about it. But the fact that you see it on the Steam news page for this game is probably driven by just sentiment around this. And I think that's only going to get more and more pronounced. And I do think developers are going to aim for lower specs, at least within this, year or so that we're experiencing this.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if they originally had all of the textures like just built in, right? But then they decided, you know what? We could do a low resolution texture pack. And if we include a low resolution texture pack, then we can reduce the amount of RAM that's needed for this game. Or we could, you can make certain reductions that are optional in order to hit that particular benchmark of 16 gigs of RAM versus 32 gigs of RAM. Does that make sense, or am I way off? Because I'm not a developer. I don't know shit about shit.
Typically, for textures, it would be on VRAM rather than PC RAM. Yeah. So it literally could just be like it's a new benchmark insofar as like what Windows 11 anticipates you having as 16 gigs being the absolute bare minimum, and what they would like to see is 32 gigs. It could be a mix of a whole bunch of different things. Really hard to say one way or the other, to be honest.
Fair enough. All right. We're going to move on from that. Let us know what you guys think. And if you're going to be picking up that Batman, The Legacy of the Dark Knight, let us know why. I personally am picking up because it looks like an Arkham game and it looks really fun. And I also like the whimsical nature of the Lego games. I feel like the Lego games, when they first came out, you were like, this is really cool. But then after the 15th one that you played, you're like, okay, I don't need any more of this. But then with the Skywalker saga, they changed it up and it got a lot better. And I'm looking forward to this because of the Skywalker saga, because Russ is right. The Skywalker saga is really good. It's really, really fantastic.
So I was just reading the Matt Berry. I don't know if you guys know that actor, but he was like in What We Do in the Shadows and IT Crowd. He's voicing Bane in this game. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Rich, do you know who Matt Berry is?
No, doesn't sound familiar.
He's got really
as soon as you hear his voice.
Yeah, really good voice.
Father! Like that. Like he's amazing. I love Matt
awesome.
Berry. He also has a really good show. Something London Salt or God, I can't remember it now. Anyway, I'll try and leave a link down below to like a trailer for it. He is a hilarious on-screen presence. Everything that he's in, you should watch because he's great. So you just saw a clip of my podcast, the Nerd Nest podcast. If you enjoyed it, then do me a favor and click on that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, then check out the link in the description down below. It's going to take you to the full podcast so you can watch the entire conversation and a whole lot more. If that sounds good, I hope to see you over there. Thanks for watching. Stay rad, everybody.